Greetings, various and splendid people across the ground and mighty spectrums of time and indeed the multiverse. I am Golden to your hands, and let's dispel some myths. Okay. Because I am stalked by Nazis, I talk about news items a lot. Because I am stalked by Nazis, I don't admit very often when I am actually upset about things and why. So, therefore, if you watch my channel, it is possible for you to come to this conclusion that, oh, I'm upset, I'm talking about new stuff, therefore I am upset about new stuff. This is a false conclusion. This is an incorrect diagnosis. Okay. Yes, I genuinely feel it is horrific what is happening in the world right now. I feel that we are living in a time of great danger, a time of great change, a time when the previous rules of certainty and establishment are no longer set in stone. So yes, everybody else around me is panicking. I'm not, because I spent my whole life being shat upon. I've spent my whole life being bullied and harangued and harassed. And I have spent my whole life in situations where, like water torture, it's just a steady drip, 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 drip of shit every day. Day in, day out, another bunch of horrible shit, another bunch of horrible shit. And you can't live as long as I have, going day in, day out, experiencing bullshit after bullshit after bullshit, without just sort of adjusting to it. You know? It's like how you can't be a Canadian without adjusting to the fact that when you go outside you have to wear a fucking coat. You know? You can't live in Florida or down south of America without adjusting to the fact that, you know, you've got to take a lot of water with you everywhere, you've got to wear sunscreen, and you've got to not wear so much clothes, right? We adjust, we adapt, that's what we do. The news that is happening in the world is horrible and terrible, and let's be frank, it is my job to report on it, right? That's how I make my money, and it is now at the point where it is a not insignificant amount of money, right? Which is quite surprising, considering that you'd think we're past the point of serious sort of like troll income, because all mention of me is now blocked on 4chan, so no haters can go bringing a 4chan mob up on me. Maybe, you know, the next thing that needs to happen is for the 8chan mods to get their shit together and say, "Oi, we're not letting you keep talking about extra hands on here, you're spamming our forums." But I am making a fairly steady income at this point. I have to talk about the news. I have to. I have to talk about the fact that Trump is making up bullshit, that he is persecuting people. I have to. Doesn't mean I feel a great sense of personal threat by this. Okay. Because people have said to me more than once, more than one person, I mean my own mother has said this, they're like, stop paying attention to the news is fucking horrible. And that's an understandable point of view and an understandable reaction, and certainly, hold on, I've got to pause. No, I'm not someone who needs to disconnect with news, because apart from anything else, I'm already disconnected. Right? I do not watch TV anymore. I do not go to the cinema. I do not go to the theatre. I watch social media. I read social media. I am on Twitter and on Tumblr, and again, right, equally there is this whole element of, well, you should be careful because blah. Dudes, I've had a YouTube channel for 10 years. I know that if I need to, I should disconnect from places. I have been doing that. Right? People come to me and they tell me, dudes, I see you upset and talking about news. Clearly news is your issue. You should stop caring about news because it's clearly getting to you. No, it's not. It's not. I am a white man living in England. The fact that Trump and his supporters are going around beating up on bloody Muslims and black people in fucking America does not actually affect me. It's as cold as that. Now, yes, I am concerned that Russia likes them. I am concerned that America is the country that won the two Cold War, the two World Wars and won the Cold War. I am concerned that Russia is the country that helped win the two World Wars and was the only real competitor against America in the Cold Wars, and so therefore they're joining together, and America being ruled by Nazis is a bad thing, because at some point Trump is gonna turn up on the doorstep of England saying, "Hello, we have come to give you liberty. Please step this way into the gas chambers." I am concerned, but there is still hope for peace. And whilst there is still hope for peace, I can pretend that it's not my problem. And it's not my problem. If anything, at the moment, it is my boon. Because every time I make a video about how Trump has fucked up again, all of his supporters, who all inexplicably decide to follow a guy who hates him, all of them decide, oh my god, you said something about a guy! How dare you! We must all come and tell you you're a cuckold! So they all come and they all express how much they hate me, and they leave their dislikes and they're like, well, fuck you! And meanwhile, I get all the money. And I mean, there is granted like one guy out there who is just like determined to fuck me, right? There is one guy out there who has got some money and he is wasting it trying very hard to fuck me. right? And that's not nice. But you know what? That's got fuck all to do with politics. What that is one deranged individual who is obsessed with me. Right? He might have his, pseudo-political manifesto that he's gonna leave the day he commits suicide, right? But ultimately, the reason why he is stalking me, the reason why he is sending me creepy Valentine's cards through the post, the reason why he is hacking into my accounts time and again is because he is obsessed and he is clearly unwell and he should seek help, right? My problems are not that I care about the news, because I don't, right? The news is a fact. You don't have to care about facts. Facts are just facts, right? You don't need to believe in evolution for it to be true. You don't need to believe in climate change for it to be true. You don't need to believe in vaccinations being a good thing for it to be true. You don't need to believe in gravity and in the fact that the world is a sphere and part of the solar system and the galaxy and the universe for it to be true. You don't need to believe and care in something for it to be true. Trump is a monster. And it is now my job to report on it. I don't really care though. Right? I have accepted, right? Like, it was scary when he was getting nominated. It was scary when he got the nomination. It was scary when he was running. It was scary when he won. It was scary when he was inaugurated. It was scary when he proved, oh shit, he is actually a Nazi. At this point, we are at war. Well, we're not at war yet, but we are now in a revolution, right? We are basically in a Cold War, you know. We are now at this moment of active resistance, seeing whether this is going to boil over to a full-blown civil war / world war. And the moment it does boil over into a full-blown civil war / world war, then it'll be scary again. But until that happens, this is a new status quo. So, am I scared about things close to home? Am I scared about the fact that Jeremy Corbyn, this grand messiah, is curiously silent when the world is going to shit? Not really. Because to be honest, he's not really silent when the world is going to shit. It's just that the media hates him, and so if they have a choice between reporting on whatever dumb shit Trump has done or reporting that the Democratic Socialist doesn't like the fact that a racist is going about being racist, right? It's not that Jeremy Corbyn is silent, it's that the media is shunning him because he's a nice guy who doesn't have tantrums, right? And that's not news. And also because basically a lot of the media have their money paid by a load of rich fuckers who feel very threatened by Jeremy Corbyn. So no, I'm not scared by Jeremy Corbyn seemingly being missing in action at this time when we really fucking need a JC right now. And I'm not really scared about Brexit either. And the reason why I say that is that none of us have a fucking clue what's going to happen because the bloody politicians don't have a fucking clue what's going to happen. And the fact is, we can't stop it. You know, we can't. And it would actually cause like a constitutional crisis if we had had a referendum and said, yeah, we want to leave the European Union, and then Parliament had said, nah. Us Remainers might have been fucking cheering from the rooftops, right? But you cannot piss off the fucking majority of the country. And yeah, it doesn't fucking matter that, you know, that maybe enough people change their minds that, you know, you can't have a fucking massive democratic vote and then say, actually, we don't like the result, we're going to ignore it. Right? Yes. Yes. You know, there are times when the people vote for something very fucking stupid. And you have to problem solve around it and try to crisis manage. And you have to hope at the earliest fucking opportunity that the public will see this was a fucking stupid idea and will try to vote to fix it. But you can't just overwrite it, because apart from anything else, right, there are left-wing reasons why we wanted to leave the European Union. Admittedly, the left-wing reasons do not apply when this is a campaign that was orchestrated by the Conservatives and by the United Kingdom's Independent Party, i.e. the fucking right-wing racists. You know, the fact that Nigel Farage had the temerity to say, and not a single shot was fired after an MP was actually shot and killed by someone chanting Britain first. And I know that there are going to be people there who voted UKIP watching my videos saying, hey, he was just a lone wolf. Yeah, and Donald Trump is making up fucking terrorist attacks to justify his stuff. So you know what? I'm gonna take a guy gunning down an MP while screaming Britain first as a fucking indictment of fucking racism, putting Britain first. Okay? If Donald Trump can fucking make up bullshit to justify his fucking politics, then I can sure as hell take a fucking fact and use it to justify my politics. So, yeah, you know, it's shitty that this is happening. And it's shitty that essentially Trump got elected, which means that, you know, to a certain extent, Theresa May has to go cap in hand to Trump and say, please, sir, can we have an economy that works? Right? Because we have basically decided to jump the fuck off a cliff. And it's like, America will save us! And we're just going, fuck you! As we're falling into the abyss. And I love it. It's a brilliant fucking thing for Britain to do, but it is economic suicide. Right, here is a lifeline! Let's try it! I just find it funny. I really do. I mean, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen in Britain. I don't. I'm going to have my tea. So, yes. See you in a moment. So I'm not worried about Trump or Brexit. These aren't the things that are making me so very glum. What am I worried about? Am I worried about the trolls? No, not really. I mean, there's basically only one who is a problem, and basically I'm just waiting for him to fuck up, right? I mean, somebody did send something to my house and they fucked up and they got arrested. So it's only a matter of time before the stalkers who are still stalking me fuck up again and and get themselves arrested, and yeah, right. So I'm not scared. I'm not. I'm not upset. I'm not worried about, oh my god, there's a guy stalking me. You know, it's. I bring it up and I mention it because it is just one in a litany of things that are just not nice, right? Like, I would like to not have a stalker. You know, there is a difference between not being that bothered by a stalker and, you know, like, wanting it, right? It's not like I'm referring to the stalker as a fucking feature, you know. Oh yes, you know. Oh yes, you know, things are really horrible, and you know, it's also so nasty at the moment. But hey, at least I'm being stalked, or somebody likes me. No, it's not nice to be stalked, but neither is it really an issue. It's just like, okay, when's he gonna fuck me? When's he gonna try something now? Oh great, okay, let's deal with this bullshit. And again, right, the response is the response and advice is, well, stop doing what you're doing, because then the stalker will stop doing what he's doing. No, actually, no. I'm not gonna turn off my one income stream for the sake of one idiot who is obsessed, right? I'm not doing that. And apart from anything else, right, what I want is to fucking draw him out to the point where he can be fucking arrested and taken care of, right? Because the fucker needs help, right? Me saying, oh no, the stalker, I must go and hide away and go change my name to Pedro Gonzalez, right? That's not gonna change the fact that there is a guy out here, and I assume it's a guy. Although maybe it's a trans exclusive radical feminist who takes exception to the fact that I write fiction objectifying women, and that I, you know, and the fact that I require testosterone injections, you know. I don't know. All I know is that whoever this person is, if I go away, they're still gonna be out here. They're still gonna be a danger to people. And not necessarily a danger, but they're still going to be a problem in the world. I can take what they're dishing out. It's not nice, it's not fun, I wish I didn't have it, but I'm not going to throw my life away because of some loser. So then, you know, am I worried about the feminists? I'm worried about pissing feminists off. There's a difference. It's because feminists, right? Some of the radical feminists, or more radical feminists, they can sound pretty scary, you know, with their whole male tears and kill all men, right? But most feminists, right, even if you do piss them off, right, generally, if it comes to the crunch, and you say, I'm sorry, I fucked up, I'm not gonna stand in your way, right, they tend to kind of accept it and leave you alone, right? I mean, the fact that essentially the Nazis have been stalking me and stalking me and stalking me, but, like, the trans community that basically decided I was transphobic, they have, you know, they have cut entirely off from me, you know. So, I mean, I suppose, like, it's the whole thing of, you know, safe spaces. What do these people want? They want to be free from bigoted dickheads, right? So if they think that you're a bigoted dickhead, they just want you to stop bothering them, right? And so if you're no longer in the place where they're around, they're no longer gonna give a shit about you. If you're no longer an issue to them in the world, they don't care. And, you know, the fact is that I'm not, for all that I acknowledge that I have problems and areas where I see variance to certain people or whatever. Ultimately, I am someone who is going to be voting for the kinds of politicians who are going to give their cause and their needs a better time of it, you know. I mean, feminists and trans people, whatever they may think of me, they know I'm not gonna fucking vote Republican, or, well, I can't vote Republican because I'm a fucking English guy, but they know I'm not gonna vote Conservative. So it ultimately doesn't matter, because so long as I'm not voting for the parties that will fuck them over, then it doesn't ultimately matter if I am someone who is uncomfortable to be around, because they just don't have to be around me. You know, it's the right-wing people who are like, you exist, I don't like that, I need you to stop existing, stop making videos. You know, the left, you know, will just don't get in our way and we'll leave you be, right? So long as you are not stupid enough to, you know, interrupt a bunch of feminists to say your stupid ass opinions, you're gonna be alright. And yes, there have been times when I have felt attacked by feminists, but those have been times when my insecurities have boiled over and I've basically called out saying, but I'm alright, aren't I? And then someone has gone, actually. And so the issue is my own insecurities. You know, the issue is not that there are no bands of roving feminists who will beat you up. I mean, there are bands of roving anti-fascists who will beat you up if they see you spray painting a swastika, or if they see you being a dickhead to Muslims or whatever, but so long as you're not a fucking fascist, you're fucking good. And I'm not a fascist. And apart from anything else, I don't fucking go out. Which I suppose leads me to, you know, the real reason that I am so very shitty. I am feeling so very shitty. And have been for quite some time. Bored. I am bored. out of my tiny, tiny mind. I mean, ultimately, that's why I went to college in the fucking first place, right? Because I got my Shangri-La, I got my pizzas and Diet Coke. And then I realized I can't stand this. I need something to do. I need people. I need problems. I need a reason to get up in the morning. You know, I'm a capitalist. I'm greedy. I am lustful. I want to go out there and I want to make money, damn it, and I can't. Just can't. Just can't. Because who the fuck would hire me? And even if I could get a job, I'm moving in a few months, so I'd have to quit it. I mean, I suppose that's the thing that's really made this, that's really altered my mood, is that, like, before I could at least dream and hope of getting a job, right? Now, I know that even if I suppose now I have had what I thought was a job, and they fucked me over, right? Which on the one hand is great, because it means I no longer, you know, the last job I had is no longer the one I turned down. I'm no longer, you know, spending every night tossing and turning going, why did I turn down that job? Why did I quit? You know, I'm no longer racked with guilt. Instead, I am racked with insecurity as just like, fuck. You know, I thought I had a job. I thought the interview went well. I thought I had a commute. I thought I had work I could do. I thought I was going to get paid. And then due to a mix-up, I didn't have it. And now even if I could have it, even if I could have the commute and what have you, I'm going to be moving. And I'm not actually sure where to, so I can't seriously start looking for a job, right? Anywhere I volunteer at, I have to be prepared to, I have to be, anywhere I volunteer at, I have to be prepared to move, anywhere I get a job to. You know, it's like, I had my one chance, and I blew it. And I don't want to get a second chance only to have to fucking blow it again. So I've got no chance, and I won't let myself have a chance. So I'm just stuck here in the arse end of nowhere. All my friends fucking miles away because bullying made me scared of going to college and university in my hometown. And I wake up every day. I have my mug of tea, and I wake up every day and I clean my teeth, I have my mug of tea, get dressed, watch a thing while I'm eating a sandwich or drinking my tea. and then I listen to podcasts, or I watch videos, or I surf social media, or I do some writing. That's life, you know. I used to actually keep a diary, but I stopped when I realized every single entry was just got up, cleaned teeth, ate food, watched TV, bed. That's my life, right? I try to add variety and spice to it. But the issue with being autistic is there are only certain things you like, and so it's like, yeah, I'm playing Rome Total War now instead of Skyrim. I'm playing Solitaire. I'm listening to this podcast or that podcast. I'm watching this video series or that video series. I'm writing this piece of shit or that piece of shit. It's the same day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. And that's the thing, is it doesn't fucking matter how much counseling I have, how much CBT I have, how many fucking antidepressants I have. I'm bored. I'm fucking bored of my tits. My very warped and fucking huge tits. I need problems to solve. Like, you people are looking at me and you're saying, well, you need to stop the YouTube, you need to stop caring about politics, and I'm like, are you kidding me? It's the one thing giving me a fucking heartbeat. It's the one thing that is making me fucking give a shit about the world. About life. My problem isn't that I am some chronically depressed fool who is shut in. My problem is that I don't have problems to work on that I can work on. My problem is that looking for a job actually, functionally, is fucking goddamn easy. Right? Because all you do is you write your cover letter, you write your CV, and yeah, you can spend an awful lot of time customizing him and getting, okay, I'm going to have this kind of CV and that kind of cover letter for this kind of thing and that kind of thing. You can go to great fucking lengths to make work for yourself when it comes to trying to improve your CV performance, but at the end of the day, you're still going through Reed. You're still going through Reed or whatever fucking job search criteria you're using, and you're just going, hello, jobs within a 90-minute diameter from where I live. Yes, I can do these things. I will apply for them. Dum 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 boom dum 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 dum. And then you send your cover letters and CVs off into the void, and away they go, never to be fucking heard from again. It's not hard. It doesn't guarantee success. I mean, when I say finding a job is hard, I'm not saying the mechanics are hard. I'm saying it doesn't fucking work. I'm saying I'm shitty goods nobody's fucking buying. It is not fulfilling. I am a smart man. I need problems to work on that befit my fucking intellect. Clicking apply, 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 does not fucking constitute a fulfilling workday. So I try so hard to get the blood pumping, to feel the fucking alive. That's why I'm so goddamn paranoid at the moment. Because I want some fucking conflict in my life. I want a fucking problem to work on. I want something to get my mind wrestling, running, and I want to believe that I've got some sort of eldritch stalker out there who is trying to toy with me like some fucking James Moriarty. Because the reality that it's just a bunch of sad, pathetic virgins who are obsessed with this fucking meme on the internet. It's just boring. So what? A bunch of sad acts on the internet like to waste their pocket money trying to piss me off. So what? Who cares? I'm not in the army. I'm not going to be fighting in the fucking war. I'm not even going to set the world alight with my sci-fi, because ultimately I write from a position of lust, and you can't be a major sci-fi writer in the 21st century and be a white male writing about submissive women. You just can't be. It's just not right. So, I mean, I can't even try to be some sort of, philosopher blogger, because again, I'm a fucking privileged ass white man, and who gives a shit about my opinion? 2,000 Nazis who hate me, that's it. The only people pathetic enough to give a shit about what I think are the fucking alt-right. People who think that cuck is a goddamn swear word. I am not fed up with my life. I am not sad about things because of the fucking news. I'm bored. Bored of my fucking tits. Problem is that situation I'm in, there are no challenges worth solving. There are no challenges worth solving. But again, I'm not gonna commit suicide because I'm needed. Because I have a sense of morality and duty and honor, and because I'm bored, but boredom isn't reason enough to kill yourself. At least it's not reason enough at this point. There is enough entertainment around me to keep myself distracted. There is social media, the whole thing that everybody keeps telling me I should run the fuck away from because it's clearly destroying your life. Social media is like my fucking life support system, because it keeps feeding me problems to talk about, it keeps feeding me problems to think about. Just that steady heartbeat. And because I've got friends on there, friends that I care about, friends who are very, very goddamn important to me. My life's alright. It's good enough. It's not great. It could be a whole lot better, but it's alright. And I ain't gonna fucking commit suicide. I'm needed. You know. I'm needed. And apart from anything else, you know, whilst I am bored of my tits, there are things that I care about that I am doing. I do actually care about this Robert Gordon Banks series that I am writing. I mean, I goddamn drew up a sort of series, did some plotting for the series of, like, you know, the series of Where Self-Dawning and a sort of new Bamkirch series and what have you. There is stuff I am working on that I am trying to care about, that I do, that does interest me and excite me, but, like, there we go into the fucking catch-22, because it's like, I am so bored that I need to go to the fetishes in order to give myself something that will fucking excite me when I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere with fucking nothing to do. And so I end up writing stuff that I won't allow myself to really try with, because nothing that excites me on a fetishistic level I will ever allow to be the next big thing. Right? The reason I don't edit and push and do fucking audiobooks of the stuff I write is that I love writing this stuff, and I know that there are going to be people out there, men and women alike, who like it. But I also know that if this becomes big, it won't be the next Game of Thrones, it'll be the next 50 Shades of Grey, i.e. it's going to be the next thing that everybody reads, everybody hates, and then a whole load of people come out and say, well, you know, it's really abusive and really horrible, and, like, nobody should fucking do any of this in real life. And it's like, yeah, I know, it's fucking fetish stuff. I mean, you'd think it'd be a bit fucking obvious when, you know, women are being eaten alive that, you know, this maybe shouldn't actually be done in real life, but, like, people are stupid. And, you know, left-wing people, good people, they're also people, so they're stupid as well at times. And they can't tell the difference necessarily between, you know, a thing like Game of Thrones, which is trying to be a serious sort of critique on the fantasy genre and a thing like 50 Shades of Grey, which is clearly just someone's spunk thick that has gotten way out of hand. Right? But at the same time, I suppose, because of things like 50 Shades of Grey, a lot of people now are waking up to the fact that, oh, BDSM is a thing, and, like, as a result, for me, I am exploring my sort of fetishes and what have you much. I'm able to explore it much more safely in a much more sort of popular culture kind of environment, and that's good, right? Like, there are awesome things in the world. I mean, we've got VR and AR, and there are truly mind-bogglingly awesome things going on at the moment. I mean, I love Chugga Conroy's Let's Play series. I love Mania True Nerd's Let's Play series, and I love what Tom Scott is doing. I'm loving the School of Movies podcast. I'm loving the Dissecting Worlds podcast. You know, Review the Future has got an episode on Trump, which I'm loving. Dan Carlin is fucking awesome. And I'm noticing that I am talking about so few shows and podcasts and whatever with women in them. Yeah, I'm not the most enlightened I'm not the most enlightened individual. And I don't like that about myself. And it is my own issues. Anyway, I get by. And I am getting by, but it is the getting by. I'm not upset with life. I'm not upset with the world. I'm just bored with life and wondering what the point is. And no amount of fucking antidepressants will change that. No amount of antidepressants will change that. You can't drug someone into having a sense of purpose. You can't drug someone into caring. Neither can you counsel someone into doing that either. I need a problem. I need a thing, and admittedly, the news is a problem I cannot solve, but the news is my job. You know, what's Donald Trump done this time? Okay, time to make a video. Okay, render it. Upload it. Get it processed. Get it shared. Let's see what the response is. Let's see what the views are. Let's see what the ad revenue is. Like, that's what's keeping me alive. I don't need to stop my YouTube channel. I don't need to shut it down. What I need is to take advantage of the fact that this is the one thing in my life that is A, making me money, and B, making me feel like actually there's a reason I am alive. And that I have purpose. I have a problem to do. Anyway. I'm alright. I'm alright. Just for God's sake, don't worry about me, right? Focus on yourselves. Focus on caring for other people who matter to you. Don't worry about some fucking stranger on the fucking internet. I'll get by. I always do. I haven't been destroyed yet, and I ain't gonna be destroyed for quite some time to come. And as my sister pointed out to me, even when my parents do die, I'm still gonna have her, and I'm still gonna have whatever money my parents leave behind to kind of eke out some way to keep going until the day I die. So I'm gonna be okay. I just need to find my joie de vivre, you know? Anyway, I need to go and take my morning pill of the not dying, so yeah. I suppose ultimately, like, if I was really feeling suicidal, I could just not take my pills, but I take I take my hydrocortisone pills and I'm okay. So anyway, see ya. Thank you to all my Patreons at patreon.com for helping to make videos like this possible. If you wish to leave a like or dislike to rate the video for my analytics, that would be much appreciated. Comments are always welcome, though be aware that they will be moderated before being published, so please be civil. If you liked this video, please consider adding it to your favourites, sharing it to your friends, or subscribing. If you wish to help me out, or my channels, please consider whitelisting my videos in your adblock software, subscribing for monthly donations through Patreon, or giving a small one-off donation. Alternatively, I have a Steam wishlist for games I would consider let's playing or streaming, so if you would like to see me broken before the Dark Souls altar, or just happen to have gotten a duplicate of a game in a humble bundle, then you know what to do. I also have an official Facebook fan page, Twitter account, Tumblr, Reddit and blog, so you can stay up to date with all of my videos, blog articles and the things I care about. Links are in the video description. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I think that all that now needs to be said is ban all guns, institute universal basic income now, and ensure government is elected by proportional representation. Oh, and also, fuck the racists and fuck the alt-right.